Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live session. Today, I am doing a roundup of perfume, some of my favorite fragrances from Tom Ford. So, I'm just going to wait till people come in as I get ready. If you're not familiar with me, I'm Tiff Benson. I'm a perfumista from New York City, New York. I love fragrance. It is everything and more to me. It's what I do. I think it's like the finishing touch to any outfit, any wardrobe selection that you've got in your closet. You need fragrance as a finishing touch, and it can truly elevate your outfit, your vibe. People around you will enjoy it. So, I'm excited to share the fragrances that I've selected. Again, they're Tom Ford fragrances, which Tom Ford is one of my favorite brands ever. I think his fragrances are iconic, and I am happy to share them with you here today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm just picking through the fragrances that I've selected, and how we're going to run the show today. I'm just going to give you a quick preview of the fragrances that I have selected. We're going to go from lightest to deepest, more heavier fragrances, something that will bring you into the fall. But since it's light, we're going to keep it light and fresh and talk about fragrances that you can wear now. So first, we're going to start off with Tom Ford Eau de Soleil Blanc. Love this one. Next, we are going to talk about Rose Prick. This is one of the latest releases from Tom Ford, and the packaging is stunning. We love Tom Ford. We just love Tom Ford. We do, right? Don't we? Then up next, we have Metallique, which I believe this came out 2 years ago. Love this scent. I think it's so wonderful, and we'll get more into that a little bit later. Then we have Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, which if you love a matte black bottle, you will love this one. I love this bottle presentation, the vessel that it comes in. I think it's stunning. But we will talk about the fragrance, the actual juice inside in a moment. And then last but not least, we have the iconic Tom Ford Black Orchid. This is the Parfum version. This is a flanker to Black Orchid Parfum. There's also Black Orchid Toilette, but this is the latest release, and this is one that everyone is excited about. And it comes in a beautiful Art Deco bottle, which we truly love. Okay, so first let's talk about, let me just go ahead and present this to you. First, we're going to talk about Tom Ford Eau de Soleil Blanc. And let me just show you the presentation. It comes in a beautiful vessel, this apothecary style bottle, which I think is stunning. I think all of the Tom Ford selection, their bottles are just very, very nicely done. They look gorgeous sitting on a vanity. Hi, Sophia. Thank you for joining me today. Let's get into the notes of this particular fragrance, and I have them written down right here. So this fragrance came out in 2018. It's an ambery floral fragrance for both men and women. It's a unisex fragrance, so you can share it with your partner. It has notes of bitter orange, neroli, citron, bergamot, pistachio, which is a premier note to this fragrance, cardamom, petitgrain, pink pepper. It also has tuberose, Tunisian orange blossom, ylang ylang jasmine, galbanum, and base notes of coconut, which this is also a premier note to this fragrance, vanilla and tonka bean. So let's just give it a spray. Hi, Christina. Hello. I'm going to spray it on, and this, I got to tell you, like, and I'm not even just saying this because I'm on Verishop, live with you guys. I genuinely love this fragrance. I've owned this for quite some time now, and I highly recommend it for someone. Hey, Christina. Hi. Hi, Michelle. Oh my gosh. Hi. So, yes, I genuinely love this one for summer. I think it's such a fancy, luxurious smell. It has that, again, it has that note of coconut. There's also tuberose. So it smells very like tropical, but it also has a very like poolside, luxuriating by the beach vibe, which I absolutely adore. It's like a vacation in a bottle. And these days, you know, we need that. We need a little bit of vacation in a bottle. If you have any questions about this fragrance, please leave them in the comments. I would love to answer any questions to the best of my ability. You know, fragrance can be quite hard sometimes to unpack, but I'm here to help. Okay, Sophia asked, how big is this bottle? This is a 1.7 fluid ounce. So this you can take on an airplane. You know, I'm always, I think it's important to know, right? The sizing, because you never want to get caught trying to get into a country and then you can't bring it in because it's not travel friendly. This one is totally travel friendly. Who doesn't want to be at the beach? Who doesn't want to be at the beach at a moment's notice? That's right. Exactly. It's a transporting fragrance. I highly recommend it. If you follow me on YouTube, I always do seasonal countdowns, fall, spring, summer, winter lists. This always makes my list. This always makes my list. I love it so much. And I get a lot of compliments on it. It's very clean, it's super fresh, it's a slightly floral, but it's very easy to wear. And I just love it. I'll give you one last look at the apothecary style presentation. It's clean in the back. And we've got the detailing up top. She's a beauty. You'll love this one. You definitely should try. I encourage anyone to, you know, of course I want you to, you know, buy, but I would never want you to buy something that you don't like. So you should definitely, you know, take a browse, try it in store, but then come back here and shop, because Verishop has really great deals on fragrance. Just saying. Christina asks, where's the go-to place to spray? Wrist, neck, or just wrist? So, my perfumer friend gave me the best advice when it comes to this. When you're spraying on fragrance, you should spray it where you want to be noticed, right? So if you know you're gonna hug someone, or you know that, you know, maybe you talk with your hands, you know, you might want to spray it on your wrist so that you can enjoy your fragrance as you move your hands around. If you know, maybe if you're going to meet your partner and you want to sit next to your partner, maybe I would spray my neck, you know, spray my décolleté. You're typically supposed to spray it on the warm points of your body, the pulse points. So, you know, spray it where you're trying to invite someone to smell. That's all I'm saying. That's a pro tip right there. All right, so let's get into my next fragrance, which is my fragrance of the day. I would love if you share your fragrance of the day in the comments, because I'm always curious to see what people are wearing. Also, leave your favorite Tom Ford scent in the comments, because I'm super curious. Okay, so the next fragrance I purchased off of Verishop. They sent this to me so that I could share this here with you. So thank you to Verishop for that. This is the new Tom Ford Rose Prick, which Tom Ford always comes out with these crazy, like, semi-seductive names. So you gotta love Tom Ford for that. Here is the bottle presentation. I'm gonna open it up for you. So this fragrance came out in 2020. It's a floral fragrance. I think the bottle is just stunning. Like, seriously, wow. Look at that. That light pink, which kind of gives you a small clue, slight indication of how this will smell. It's a chypre floral fragrance. It's for both men and women. So again, Tom Ford, he makes unisex fragrances that you can share with your partner. This one has notes of Szechuan pepper, turmeric, It's my scent of the day, so I'm just going to spray it on right now. Middle notes of my rose, Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose. So it is a rose fragrance through and through. And it has a base note of patchouli and tonka bean. Again, I'll just show you up close the presentation. It's a 1.7 fluid ounce, and I will hold it next to this one, which is the Eau de Soleil Blanc. I'm telling you, these look phenomenal. Like once you start, oh gosh, you know, if you start to collect and you put these together, you know, you get them lined up, it just looks so stunning sitting on a vanity. You know, they just really elevate a space. So anyway, if you love rose fragrances, this is the one for you. I'm gonna just spray it on my little sheet here, my little tester strip. Love this one a lot. Now this one is slightly deeper than the Eau de Soleil Blanc. Like I said, I'm gonna go in order from lightest to richest fragrance. I like this one a lot for everyday use. For me, typically, well, I wanted to wear this one because I was just in a rose mood. Sometimes you're in a, you know, a mood where you want to wear things, and today this was the mood for rose. It also has like this patchouli note in the base, which is kind of deep and earthy. So it's not quite a pretty feminine rose. It's a little bit more richer. Excuse me, it's a little bit more complex as well. Slightly earthy, very woody. Almost has like a vanilla essence in the bottle. In the bottle, and I really like this one, the way that it wears on the skin. If you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them. This is something that I would probably wear on a night out occasion, even though today I'm wearing it in the daytime to test. It does smell fancy, on the fancier side of fragrance. It has really wonderful sillage. Although I haven't worn this one out and about yet, like out amongst friends to kind of test to see if I would get compliments from it. But even just smelling it on myself, I've really been enjoying it. So, and the dusty pink bottle is literally perfection. Wow. I mean, wow. You just cannot go wrong. Okay, so next, I forgot to present it to you, but I am going to show it right here just so you can see it. Same size bottle as the Eau de Soleil Blanc. And if you start collecting, these will be two really great introductory fragrances to add to your collection. They're super easy to wear. Again, they're both unisex and they just make sense. Really, really pretty. Highly recommend. Now let me share with you another fragrance that I'm obsessed with. This is Christina says, do you either go well while swimming or while sun? Yeah, totally. Like this, the Eau de Soleil Blanc is definitely summery. You know, I would say summer beach getaway, vacay, holiday, whatever you want to call it. It's totally, it totally gives you like summer vibes. And Rose Prick would be something that I think that you could wear all seasons, to be honest. I'm really happy that I got this one in my collection because it's very versatile. You can wear it any season. You're so welcome. Thank you, Christina. It was a great question. So happy to answer it. Okay, next fragrance that I want to present to you. Just give me a moment while I present. Okay. If you like vanilla, you might love this one. When this fragrance first came out, you know, so many people, they slide in my DMs, they're like, please tell me, what do you think about this fragrance? What do you think about this fragrance? And I fell in love with this fragrance when it first came out. This is Tom Ford Metallique. And the bottle is stunning. It's an all metallic bottle with silver metallic and gold metallic. It's so pretty, So, so, so pretty. Let me get into the notes for you. I wrote down some notes that, of course, I want to share. I want to get it right for you. So this is a vanilla aldehyde sort of powdery fragrance. It's fresh. It's also slightly floral, a little bit woody, a little bit musky, but all in all, I would say it is the main accord of the fragrance is vanilla. This one came out in 2019, which seems like so far ago. This was like a different world in 2019, but this one is not new to the market, but it is it's quite popular. It's for both men and women. This was actually marketed towards women though, but I want to say I have a huge male uh, audience who loves this fragrance, and I think, just so you know, between you and I, fragrance is genderless. Like, you can pick up any bottle and love it. Like, there's no gender when it comes to fragrance. So I always encourage my people to experiment and enjoy. I'm going to spray this on. Oh, it's just so, so good. The notes to this fragrance are aldehydes, which is what you get in the opening. When you spray this on, you get these florally bright notes in the beginning, pink pepper and bergamot. So it's topped off with a little bit of citrus. As it develops onto the skin, there's lily of the valley, which is one of my favorite flowers. It's floral, but it's a clean floral. And in the base, which again, this is a vanilla based scent fragrance. So there's vanilla, ambre, which is it's like a very musky, but like clean musk scent, and sandalwood. So it's slightly woody in the base. I love this one. There's something sort of nostalgic about it. Um, Let me just give you the ounces. It's a 1.7 ounce and it's an EDP concentration. The other two were EDP concentration. You can travel with this one. But for me, there's something very nostalgic about it. This kind of smells like a vintage perfume. There's something that I didn't mention earlier, but I do want to share it with you. Tom Ford makes scents that are really iconic. You know, they don't smell like anything else. If anything, other fragrances like to copy Tom Ford's, his scent, his style, but they can't do it. They can't quite do it because Tom Ford just makes it so unique and iconic that you know, it really sets his fragrances apart, which is why I probably own most of, like, he's probably one of the fragrance houses that I own the most of, just saying. So if you have any questions about this fragrance, I'm happy to answer them. This scent, I would say, is I mean, you can wear this scent all year round, but I love this one for the end of summer, going into the fall. I think it's a beautiful scent for winter. Oh, it is just gorgeous. And also, when I wore this fragrance, I would always get compliments with it. It's stunning. It has like a retro vibe to it. So if you like retro floral, vanilla floral scents, you might like this one. It's definitely not overpowering. Has that vanilla base. It's super gorgeous, and I think you will love it. Don't forget to leave your questions if you have any. If not, we can move on to the next one. Okay, let me present. This might be the most unique fragrance from the line that I'm mentioning today, this roundup, but I think it's important to mention it because it is noteworthy. Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. So let me just present the bottle to you so you can see what it looks like. This size is a 3.4 ounce. If you are obsessed with black bottles, I also collect black bottle presentations, and this one is one of my favorites because it's just so cute. I just love it. Very classy, very clean. It is everything and more. So this fragrance came out in 2018. It is for both men and women. If you've ever smelled Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford, which to me this smells quite similar to it, but I always recommend this one first because it's more wearable. It's more wearable, and it's a sweet leather scent. So think about a leather pair of gloves or that favorite leather bag that you might have in your closet that's sentimental and you love to wear it because it goes with every outfit. And you know, maybe you were really excited when you first purchased it and the first thing you did was smell it and you're like, ah, the smell of leather. That is what this fragrance smells like. Let's get into the notes. This one has notes of leather. It has animalic notes. It has white floral, and it's also warm and spicy. Top notes here are cardamom. Middle notes are jasmine and leather, amber, moss, and patchouli. And again, it's not for everyone, but if you like a standout fragrance, again, this is more deeper than the fragrances that I've mentioned to you earlier, but it's very pretty all in all. You know, I love wearing this scent with a leather jacket because, you know, it's just, you know, continuing with the leather theme. But I love this one for fall. I love this one for winter. I recommend this to my guys who love wearing their leather jackets or their fall coats. You know, it's definitely a vibe and it smells really wonderful in the winter air. If you don't like, if you're not thinking about getting it right now because we're in summer, I would say wait a bit, but don't forget about this one because you're gonna need this in your fall arsenal. Just saying, just letting you know. And also because Verishop has a great deal on it now, I would just add it to the bag and, you know, kind of think about it later. So that is Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. And let me present the last fragrance to you, which is, yeah, it's my fave. So Christina asked, what is my favorite fragrance of the ones that I've presented? And I'm going to show it to you right now. Now, in full transparency, it could be a toss-up between this one, which I'm going to present to you. This is Black Orchid by Tom Ford. This is the Parfum concentration. It also comes in a EDP, an Eau de Parfum concentration, and an EDT concentration. Those are the black bottles, but this is the latest release. It's the gold bottle, and I am obsessed. Obsessed. I'm also very much in love with this one. And oddly enough, they're opposite sides of the spectrum. Like, this is very light and clean and fresh, and this is very rich, deep, and dark and sultry. So they're totally on opposite sides of the spectrum, but they both have a special place in my heart. So, again, this is Tom Ford's Black Orchid Parfum concentration. Bottle is stunning. When Tom Ford came out with this fragrance, he really just, well, he came out with the EDP version, the black version. I'm sure you've seen it. It's an iconic bottle. This is an apothecary style retro art deco bottle, and it's just stunning. I mean, oh, it gets no better than this. Let me break down the notes for you. So this is an ambery floral fragrance. I'm gonna just spray it on my tester. Oh, so, so good. It's very concentrated too because it's a parfum version. It has notes of truffle, plum, rum. So just as an aside, I'm obsessed with rum in a fragrance. I'm like, I feel like I'm growing to love fragrances that have like a cocktail moment, like a cocktail vibe. So This one has rum, just saying. You need a quick cocktail in a bottle. Here we go. Ylang Ylang, Black Orchid, and Patchouli. Tom Ford does patchouli very well. And if you start to own fragrances from his line, then you can get familiar with that patchouli note, because it's the same patchouli note in every fragrance. And it's just nice. It's just nice to own a bottle that smells like other fragrances in the collection. It's very Tom Ford, and you can smell it through the DNA of the brand. So if I had to describe this fragrance in a bottle, oh my gosh, it's very deep, it's very dark, it's very sultry. This is something that you definitely would put on if you want to get noticed, you want to drive attention to you, you want to turn heads with. It's unisex, of course, so you can use it, you can share it with your partner. It's also very attention grabbing. It has a lot of sillage, a lot of presence, and people will notice you when you wear it. It smells very similar to the original Black Orchid, except this one is laced with that honey rum note, which makes it even more boozier and sultry. I love this one for all seasons. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I love it for summer, even though for some it might be a little bit too much because it has so much presence and so much depth. But honestly, I love those types of fragrances, fragrances that make an impact. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing better than that to me. And I'm also obsessed with the bottle. The bottle is just stunning. And at this price, the deal that Verishop is giving right now is at $159. Like, that is a really good price for it. This is a 3.4 ounce bottle. Just saying. So this particular bottle is such a great value because people love this scent. This scent is actually one of Tom Ford's bestsellers. And I mean, it's Tom Ford, right? And it's Black Orchid. It's one of his iconic scents. I would wear this on nights out. Sometimes I do wear this in the daytime just because, but I would definitely wear this on nights out. It's super sultry, super sexy. If you want to be noticed in a fragrance, choose this one. So, from lightest to richest, first we have the Tom Ford Eau de Soleil Blanc, just to recap. Then we have the Tom Ford Rose Prick, which is the rose fragrance. This one is the Vacation in the Bottle, the Eau de Soleil Blanc. Up next, we have Tom Ford Metallique, and this one is our vanilla, warm, rich, aldehydic floral fragrance. Then we have our leather fragrance, Tom Ford Ombre Leather. This is a leather jacket vibe in a bottle. And then last but not least, we have the richest, most luxurious, most bombastic fragrance ever made, really. It's gorgeous. This is Black Orchid by Tom Ford, the Parfum Concentration. So I hope you enjoyed this live today. I'm so happy to be here and share my expertise with you and answer your questions. I am so grateful that you spent your time with me here today. If there are any questions, I would love to answer them in this last minute or two. Christina says, thank you for the tips. Thank you for asking the questions. And yeah, I'm super happy to answer them for you. My next live will be a little bit later on today. I'm going to be talking skincare. So this one will be an interesting one. I hope that you can join me. It's going to be at 6:30 and we're going to talk lavender infused skincare. So lavender is a note that's very calming, very soothing, and it's in a lot of fragrances, a lot of candles, so that you could just calm down, relax, and the items that I picked out for us on this next live, I think you'll enjoy them. We've got eye patches, we've got a lavender mask, and we've also got a lavender candle. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'd love if you join me. Grab a tea, maybe a lavender infused tea, and we'll chat all about it. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I appreciate your time here with me on this live. Thank you again. I love you forever, and I will definitely catch you in the next one at 6:30. Bye, everyone. Make sure to follow me on IG for important updates, Verishop updates, and I will see you soon.